So you know how Megatron gets killed in like every Transformers movie, but always comes back just like slightly more ratchet than before? If the Roman Empire was Megatron, the Byzantine Empire is like the least ratchet version of him coming back to life. If you didn't understand this joke, you are an uncultured swine. Welcome to 476 AD. It's a time of poverty, piety, pillaging, painfully, plaguefully, panicking, plundering, blundering, and persecution. Oh, and also the Roman Empire just fell, so life is looking kind of trashy right now. Rome had been on its last legs since the death of Constantine 100 years ago, who was really the last competent emperor, so nobody in the Mediterranean basin was really super surprised. Hey, did you hear about how the Roman Empire collapsed yesterday? No, I've been living under an oppressive barbarian warlord for the past 18 years. What's a Roman Empire? Oh yeah, I've been living under another oppressive barbarian warlord, so I'm actually not sure. Well, I should probably get back to tilling my barren dirt field and starving to death. Yeah, me too. However, what these illiterate peasants didn't know is that the Roman Empire had really only collapsed in the west. It was still chugging along in the east and was actually doing pretty well. This eastern section of the empire is what we now call the Byzantine Empire. Now, if you've known me for any respectable amount of time, you probably know that I love the Byzantine Empire. If you know me, but you didn't know that, you probably don't put your listening ears on when we talk. Jerk. This sequel to Rome was centered around the strategically located capital city of Constantinople and controlled the wealthiest provinces of the former Roman Empire. Places, ironically, like Syria and Libya. Oh, how the tables have turned. The first 100 years or so of Byzantine history mostly involves the containment of barbarian aggression and the stabilizing of the empire's borders. But after this got boring, this dude named Justinian became emperor and decided that he wanted to expand the empire to the former greatness of Rome. So Justinian gave his best general, Belisarius, a bunch of soldiers, equipment, and money to go on an epic reconquest, the likes of which have never— Nope! He actually gave Belisarius very few resources and soldiers because Byzantine politics are wild. Surprisingly, Belisarius actually ended up being super successful because he was a military genius, and I would proudly name my firstborn child after him. You know, I'm starting to realize why women don't really like me. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your— Anyways, Belisarius was a great general and ended up conquering a crap ton of territory, and the empire went from looking like this to looking like this. Not shabby. After Justinian and Belisarius died, though, the Arabs showed up and decided that it was time for the Byzantines to go on a diet. Their simple four-step plan allowed the Byzantines to eat whatever they wanted and still shave off almost half their weight. Greek nationalists hate it. Click here to find out this one Arab tribe's secret. Speaking of secrets, when they weren't busy getting wrecked by the might of Allah, the Byzantines invented a secret weapon known as Greek fire. This napalm-like substance could be launched out of a flamethrower-type device and would stick and burn to anything, even water. When the Arabs tried to take Constantinople in 674 AD, the Byzantines literally burned the entire Arab fleet. The recipe for this concoction was kept so secret that even today we don't know exactly what was inside Greek fire. Wow, Connor, that Greek fire sounds pretty swell. I wonder— Little Jimmy, you're a disgrace to your family, and I hope you never find happiness. Well, that was uncalled— Shut up. Okay. All this war had left the Byzantines pretty weak, but we all know that the only way to regain strength is to go to war, so that's exactly what the Byzantines did. They were now under the able leadership of the Macedonian dynasty, and under their reign the empire expanded both territorially and culturally. This is sometimes known as the Macedonian Renaissance and lasted from the 9th century to the 11th century AD. The last emperor of the Macedonian dynasty was Basel II, and that guy loved a good war. The longest war that Basel had to fight was against the Bulgars of modern-day Bulgaria. The Bulgars and the Byzantines fought almost constantly for 20 years, until Basel was able to decisively defeat the Bulgar army in 1014 AD, capturing 15,000 Bulgarians. But I wonder what he did with all of them. Quiz time! Did he A. Kill them, B. Draft them into his army, C. Blind 99 out of every 100 men, leaving the 100th with a single eye to lead his blinded comrades home, or D. Let them go? The correct answer is C. After this, Basel went down into the history books as Basel the Bulgar Slayer. After Basel died, the empire entered another period of decline. This period also saw the Great Schism of 1054 that saw the Eastern Greek Church and the Western Latin Church formally split into the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church. The whole thing was kind of silly and was kind of like that one cliquey group of high school girls that argue all the time but are actually pretty much all the same. So anyway, my boyfriend was being a jerk, and hey Jasmine, do you think that the Holy Spirit came from the Father or from the Father and the Son? OMG, Becca, I can't even, believe that you just said that. You're a loser. Yeah, you're a loser. Go take your gross heretical theology somewhere else. Yeah, loser. Come back next time to see what happens next. Wait, I guess I didn't really give any new information in the second part of the sentence. I just kind of restated the first part, except it was at the end, which means I'm bad at grammar, which means I'll fail English, which means I won't graduate, which means I won't go to college, which means I'm a family disappointment, which means I'll be homeless, which means I'll die. Guys, I'm spiraling. I need a glass of water.